The Fall Guy is directed by David Leitch and stars Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in this story of a stuntman who steps away from the field only to be brought back in when the star of a film goes missing. Oh, this movie was perfect. It's everything you want and more. It's so funny, it's thoroughly entertaining, it has incredible stunt work in it, it's got a good story. I genuinely don't have a bad thing to say about this movie, and that doesn't happen a lot. So right from the start, seeing this movie in theaters, Ryan Gosling and the director do show up on screen to welcome you and thank you for coming to the theater. It's done very creatively here, which I really enjoy. I always love these little segments when I get to go to a movie theater, and one thing they touched on in this opening was that The Fall Guy is a love letter to stunts and stunt performers. And that could not be clearer throughout the runtime of the film. It is immaculate. This is a film that is thoroughly entertaining from start to finish. It is hilarious, but it also has heart and isn't afraid to have moments of realism while also being cartoony at points and funny. It just mixes all these tones really, really well. Not to mention the actual stunt work we're doing here is very much crazy, intense, over-the-top practical stunt work, which is phenomenal to see. CGI is used here, but very minimally. You're seeing a lot of real stunt performers doing real stunts on screen, which is something that just doesn't get appreciated enough in the modern age of CGI and superheroes and all that sort of thing, and the importance of, oh, the star does his own stunts. This movie takes the time to celebrate stunt doubles, stunt performers, stunt actors, everybody involved in that side of the industry. And not just in film, in live performances, in theme parks, everywhere. These stunt performers are everywhere, and this movie shows them so much love, and it's so nice to see. Something that was very smart by this film, and that the film executes very well, not just in terms of the stunts and stunt work, which deserves so much praise, is the fact that the film is very self-aware. It knows why you're coming here. It's going to be a good time, it's funny, the action is going to be edge of your seat, exciting action sequences, and it's also not afraid to make fun of the industry that it's about. The movie borderline breaks the fourth wall, like not to the point of Deadpool talking into a camera, but very much teeters the line of we're making fun of the industry and we're aware that we're doing these things, but we're doing it in a parody aspect. One scene in particular that really exemplifies how self-aware the film is when a certain character is having a monologue that goes on for a little bit, and another character chimes in saying, hey, this is a lot of exposition, you tend to lose your audience when you get this far in, and things like that. It really is just so funny, so entertaining, and will have you smiling throughout the entire film. On the flip side of that, because it's making fun of the industry, it could just make its bank off of being a parody of Hollywood, but it doesn't. It takes it a step further to also show you somewhat realistic versions of what happens behind the scenes on a film. Of course, it's exaggerated here, but you can still see the roots of the realism that they're building off of, and the relationship between the director as well as their stunt performers. They also do a wonderful job of executing the relationship between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Their relationship in this film is honestly pretty realistic, and it allows the film to feel very grounded, even though it's going to be reaching almost fourth wall breaking moments. I feel like even with the crazy situations that these characters find themselves in, they come off as very relatable, and that's largely a credit to Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and also the writing of this film and overall execution. Yes, this film is great, and it is action-packed and a thrill ride from start to finish, but it also takes its time to have moments where it's reflecting upon itself and the characters are having these internal struggles and really learning about themselves, which allows you, the viewer, to connect with them on a deeper level. In my opinion, that's not something that's very easy to do, especially in an action comedy of all things. Another couple of wonderful things that are done here is the soundtrack is fantastic, but also the editing. This is a masterclass for any editor out there. There is so much creativity in the editing of this film, from the jump cuts they're using, the match cuts, the split screens, the different effects that are happening. It's all done so well, and I feel like is extremely difficult to accomplish, but the editing shines here. I especially love certain sequences where we're supposed to be seeing what the finished product of the film that they're making within the movie would look like, and then we cut back to what's actually happening and what they're filming and what it looks like from a behind-the-scenes perspective. It's just matched so well, and I really have to give props to the editors on this one. I really don't know what to say. I don't have anything negative here. I mean, reaching, maybe you could say CGI, but even then it's used so sparingly, and the practical stunt work and action sequences that are happening here, I don't care that there's like 3 shots of CGI things. Plus the movie's even self-aware about using them, so I I can't fault that at all. This is a perfect movie. It is exactly what you are expecting, it's exactly what you want, and it gives you so much more on top of that. I'm giving The Fall Guy a 10 out of 10. Do yourself a favor, go see this movie. I want to see it again. I had an absolute blast watching it. The crowd I was with was thoroughly entertained. And with this being a love letter to stunt work, it just feels good watching it. And there's so many homages to old filmmaking and old school films and references in the actual stunts they're doing. It's so great. Something they also did in this movie that I found really beautiful was the credits of the film. They allow the stunt doubles and the stunt performers who are featured in this film specifically, in Fall Guy, to shine. They have a whole sequence dedicated to celebrating those performers specifically, and it's so nice to see, and it's so great to watch. Go see it, stick around for the credits. This is 100% worth your time. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of The Fall Guy, or what's your favorite action comedy. Subscribe for more reviews very soon, and until then, so long, friends.